All right, welcome back to the Artist Connection podcast. This is Matt Kasar today with a very special guest, Mr. Chris Mulkey.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, welcome, sir.
Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You said you're taking a little break in the studio, and you're one of those guys that can do it all. You know, actor, filmmaker, musician. Geez, that's cool.
Yeah, we're down here. I'm down here in Huntington Beach with my friend Keith Taylor, who's a wonderful musician. He's James Taylor's cousin, actually.
Oh, wow.
Storied musician, and Keith is a great singer-songwriter in his own world, and so I've been working with him for a couple of years now. But we're doing we did a live album. We did a live recording of the last night at House of Blues, and so we played the Voodoo Lounge in Hollywood the last Saturday night. So we recorded it and we put it out on a CD. It's going to be very special.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll definitely be there for that.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
So as I was preparing for this interview, I was thinking with a guy with your history and your qualifications and talents, where to begin. But I know you're doing press now for The Surface, which is your latest film, which is out yesterday. As of this recording, yesterday it was released on DVD and video on demand and all points in between.
Yes, it was. It's a great film. It's a classic story set up. A man who wants to end his own life is forced to save someone's life.
Yeah.
And Sean is the one who wants to end his life, and he saves my life. So it's a great story. It's a great construction.
And not only that, but how about just the setting itself? I mean, the majority of the time is just the two of you spent on a boat, and just classic setup, right?
Oh my gosh! We shot it in a 16-foot speed, in an aging 16-foot speedboat.
There were times that I was a little worried for you. I was thinking, is that thing going to even stay up?
It got heavy. When it starts to get heavy, the floorboards would start to get moist, and that there's another foot of water in the bilge.
Oh.
We're out in the middle of Lake Michigan off of Milwaukee, and I had just about a couple months before that finished a movie called Captain Phillips, and so I went from water in the Mediterranean.
Sensing a theme there through your
right. to water in the middle of Lake Michigan, and being that low to the surface of the water is in such a small boat on Lake Michigan is sometimes really scary and daunting. I'm a water guy. I've sailed in the South China Sea. I went across the Atlantic on a ship. I've sailed in the Mediterranean, and of course off California, the Pacific, and Lake Michigan is no cup of tea. I'll tell you that. Really.
No, if you didn't know where you were, I mean, you would think you're in the ocean. I mean, I've never been to the Great Lakes. I have Lake Erie on the other side of the state, but I've never just known how immense it is. I mean, it just looks like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we were actually in the middle. If you look at a map, you'll see an X, and we were there. We were right in the middle of freaking nowhere. And then we had a flotilla of boats. Actually, we had a 36-foot pontoon boat that was kind of the workhorse for all the stuff, and then we had a catamaran and kind of a cabin cruiser, and then our little boat, and we tried to lash that all together. It's just, it was amazing. And Gil Cates, our director, was I think he should be an admiral or something. He was never flustered, always focused, always just moving forward, and even when the lake changed and things got scary and sometimes we lost our mooring and all the pieces started coming apart, he was very calm and cool. Gil is a main guy. He's great. So we're happy to work with him for sure. Boy.
Well, for a guy like me, it was really unnerving to watch because I'm not much for boats at all. I mean, I go to the Atlantic Ocean there with the Jersey Shore and stuff, but I've never really been on boats. So when I see people that are, helpless, kind of struggling to survive in the middle of just nothing, really kind of gives me that uneasy. I know I'm watching a movie, obviously, but it gives you that uneasy feeling of, oh boy, if that was real, you'd really be stuck.
Well, and then in the movie, these water skiers, I'm not giving too much away, I suppose, have a contest to ski across Lake Michigan, which is probably impossible because I think it's 106 miles across. Oh my God!
Wow.
And so the contestants actually ski by Sean and I in this broken down boat, and we're going, help, help, and they wave hello. And
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that just adds to the drama. The near misses at being rescued or being helped or being saved, and just having that miscommunication just adds to it.
Well, everything goes wrong. I mean, it just goes. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong. I have days, Matt, where I knock stuff over. You'll arrive at a gig and you'll forget your guitar strap, and you're supposed to stand up and play.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, or things like that. And it's just that's kind of what Sean and my character go through in the surface until we're rescued. But oh my gosh, yeah, it's a great story, and it's a great profile too of someone who was Sean's character, who was I'd say manic depressive and trying to figure out a way out of that dark cloud, which oh man, I don't envy, and being a savior of this guy is the way out, But in human psychology, helping people is always a way that kind of gives you inspiration, and helping others helps you.
Oh yeah,
there you go. It's just never miss a chance to do something good for somebody.
Yeah,
because it always pays back.
Totally agree.
Yeah. I don't, and there's that old phrase. There's no kindness unpunished. No good deed goes unpunished.
No good deed goes unpunished. Yeah.
I think that's just patently bullshit. I think that's completely wrong. I agree. You go through life that way. Nothing good's going to come of that. No.
Well, that's an important message. I think, I see you have 2 kids. I'm raising 2 kids myself, and my daughter just turned 16. My son's turning 11 tomorrow. And just teaching them, well, by example, of course, but just how to be kind and how just to be cool to people and have those common manners, because that stuff's missing in a lot of the interactions you have. And boy, if that goes completely gone, we're going to have some trouble.
Well, there's a great deal of bravado in the atmosphere in America these days by that generation, and it's kind of the tough guy bravado. But the underpinning of that bravado is actual fear, and when you do something for someone or help someone, it empowers you, I think, and it also and when you're empowered, you're not afraid, But all these people, flaunting the tough guy deal, and I don't care, and nothing matters. It's all fear about, where their place is in the universe. And if you help someone, you'll know. I don't mean to sound like a Boy Scout,
No, but it's true. It's just common, common courtesy and just looking out for each other is how society is supposed to work. It doesn't always look that way.
I have a story for you. A couple stories. We were flying back. Sean and I and Gil were flying back from the first screening at the film festival in Tampa, Florida. It was a great screening. I don't know, like 3,000 people showed up. And,
nice.
And the surface was. It's such a beautiful film. Oh my gosh. So we had a great screening. We're flying back, and we're sitting at the front of the plane, and suddenly, Sean is Sean and I are like bookends. We're like these 2 Boy Scouts. It's really weird. I mean, not really Boy Scouts, but we're helpful.
Yeah.
And there's this guy, and he's stumbling forward on the plane. This big guy, and he's kind of standing right by Sean's, right by the bulkhead, just before you get to the cabin attendants, and then the door that opens into the pilots, right? And this guy's standing there, and suddenly Sean stands up because he feels him, and he says, "Can I help you?" And the guy says, "Oh, I'm feeling faint. I have to go to the bathroom." And he starts to fall forward, and Sean goes, and he sits them down right next to me in an empty seat, right? And I said,